Hello, Gemini. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jen with Bohemian Path Tarot, and here we are. It's December. Let's do a December reading. As always, this is a general intuitive reading for a general Gemini audience. So that means, oh wow. That means I'm going to toss out a bunch of examples for how the energies might play out, but not everything will be for you. So please just take what resonates for you and leave the rest for the other Geminis in the audience. I invite you to check out the videos for your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign for the most resonant experience. And let's see, I've got the Star Maiden Tarot on the table here, and I've also got the Runes for Modern Life and the Wisdom of the Oracle here. So let's pull a rune for you. Okay, AWAS. Okay. And Oracle card. Oopsies. Unfinished Symphony. Okay. Okay, yeah. So let's start with your rune here. So this is the rune of sort of partnership or progress through partnership. It does indicate reaching out, connecting with others, focusing on partnership, or I should say progress through partnership. That forming a bond or forming a trust will get you further, faster. So there is the recommendation here that if you need to ask a partner for more support, ask a boss for support, or maybe it's time to ask for a like an assistant or delegate more, that sort of thing, reaching out, asking for help, making connections. Your progress is going to come with the support or the help or through teamwork. And the emphasis with the teamwork is the right teamwork, trusting another, trusting your team, having a reliable partner or assistant, or being able to trust your kids to do their chores, that kind of situation. So building trust, building a strong foundation of trust, being a reliable, trustworthy partner. Those are the sorts of themes that come along with this rune. Okay, interestingly, in the Oracle card, we have Unfinished Symphony, which suggests that there may be some work or some unfinished business, right? And the clear sort of example of that could be something like a relationship where something was left unsaid, or you need to reach out, maybe confess a feeling or make an apology or something like that. This could also be something like being in a job where you feel unappreciated and you've been meaning to ask for a raise or ask to change your hours or ask for better benefits or something, and this could be the time. There's kind of this element of not going into the new year with this unfinished business still on your plate. So whether it's at work or in a relationship, or, and maybe even there is a situation with your car or your house that needs to be repaired before the weather gets really bad or gets worse. If there is something that needs repair or work, or something that needs to be said or fixed, or you get the idea. Something needs to be done, and sooner rather than later. So these are the oracle cards we have. That's pretty potent advice right off the bat. This unfinished business card advising to, say the thing or do the thing, and partnerships being, your fastest avenue to success, and building trust, or maybe even rebuilding trust if something has been unsaid, if an apology needs to be made, or confessing feelings. Maybe it's the sort of thing where making that connection, or acknowledging a connection. So I'll leave that to you. It could be different for different Gemini, right? It's definitely different for different Geminis in the audience. Okay, let's move on to the tarot. So in the first column here, we have the Ten of Wands paired with the Four of Swords. Oof, I'm feeling this one. So the Ten of Wands is typically that card at the end of the cycle, where the end of a tough cycle, where you are finishing up the hard work. And I always think of this like, so, when you've done a play and you have done all the creative stuff, and the audience has seen the play, and now the play is over, and you have to put away the costumes, and you recycle the programs, and all of the lights have to come down from the scaffolding thing, and the costumes have to be washed and put away or taken to Goodwill or whatever. That's what the Ten of Wands is. The Ten of Wands is like the cleanup after the whole play has been done, and is no more. And you count your money if you made any. And that's what the Ten of Wands is. You put the set pieces away, or you strike them down completely. You take the canvas down, you take the curtains down, whatever it is. It's completely striking everything and putting everything away. Or you can think of it as like a farming metaphor, where the harvest has come in, and now you've taken your crops to market, and now you have to pull in all of the weeds, I guess, anything that needs to be taken out of the ground, and putting the machines, cleaning down the machines, the tractors and what have you. And after everything's come back from market, you count your money if you made any, and the machines have to be cleaned and put up for the winter season or whatever season. It's that hard work that happens after closing night or after the harvest is in. There's still that little bit of work before you can rest. And so the Ten of Wands is not the celebration. It's the work post celebration. After the fun stuff is done, there's still that sort of cleanup. And you're exhausted. You did the thing happened. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you made a great amount of money. Maybe you hardly made any money at all. Maybe the audience loved it. Maybe they didn't. Maybe you hardly had any audience. Maybe only your mom saw the play. Whatever it was, all that hard work you did, you still have hard work to do now to clean everything up and put everything away. So I just took 5 minutes to explain what the Ten of Wands is, right? But you're feeling it, right? now at this point in December, you're feeling, oh my gosh, I'm ready for this year to be over, but I have all of my work to do. Plus now I have all of these holiday parties I have to be ready for, all of this extracurricular stuff I have to do, and all I want is a nap. So so you may be tired. I feel it. You may be tired. But just push through a little bit more and you get a new cycle. And the rest of these cards are suggesting more social time, more time for reflection, more time for yourself, Gemini. There's some social time, there's some time for yourself, and there's some time for some gifts and some fun, and some time to plot for your next adventure. But the first week of December, it looks like you're on some cleanup duty. Maybe it's especially for those of us in the U.S., right? As we're kind of getting through Thanksgiving, a little bit of cleanup duty, a little bit of time for a rest, and then we have the second week here, which is the Hermit, is a time for reflection. Now, there is this piece with the Hermit which acknowledges, what's interesting here is these are both nines. The Hermit is a 9 and the 9 of Cups obviously is a 9. We also have a 9 over here. That's interesting. You have 3 9s. Let me focus on this one for now. So the Hermit is your only major arcana card in this whole reading. So this is a significant moment where in the second week you are going to sit in reflection, plotting your next move. This may be a time when you look at perhaps maybe going back to school, maybe going on a vacation, maybe taking a sabbatical, maybe writing a book. The Hermit can be associated with higher education, with writing. Let me clarify that it doesn't mean you're going to be moving to some isolated mountaintop. This isn't about physical isolation. The Hermit is about protecting your wisdom and expanding sort of your experiential wisdom and combining that with sort of more traditional knowledge. So that's why I say you might be going back to school, or you might be combining sort of your wisdom with, taking a sabbatical and writing a book or something like that. The Hermit does have a tendency to go their own way, not necessarily on a mountaintop, but, focus on how they can best use their wisdom in a way that's productive for like the next chapter of their lives. So that might mean going a new direction. What that might mean to the next sort of phase or chapter or year of your life, that's what this reflection point could be. Meanwhile, we also have a moment here, and this could very well be like a holiday party where you're receiving accolades, gifts, commission, a bonus, something like that. Certainly food and drink and, celebration, a fun time. We see right next to this sort of holiday celebration, the King of Swords and the King of Wands. Now, this could be a couple of different people who have something for you. The King of Swords, this could be a Aquarius, another Gemini, or a Libra that has an invitation to write, speak, collaborate on social media. This could be someone involved with the legal profession or even the military. But the swords suit is often about ideas, philosophies, laws, writing, that sort of thing. So it could be an opportunity, again, to speak or share ideas. This could also be like a legal decision or mediation, something along those lines. But most often it is a person that has a, a gift or an opportunity, like an opportunity to collaborate or a job, a connection for you in that field, in that realm. The King of Wands would be someone like an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This would be someone who is magnetic, charming, funny, doesn't take himself too seriously, does have boss energy, but could be someone like a coach or a mentor that also has something like a connection or an invitation to collaborate or a job opportunity for you. So obviously for gig workers, these kings could have job connections or job opportunities. For people who are single and looking, these could be, potential dates. You could be dating a lot near the end of the month. These could also be mentors, professors, people with advice for you. But again, this would be in the area of writing, of philosophy, the legal profession, laws, that sort of thing. This would be in the realm of creativity, passions, energy, inspiration, excitement, even coaching, like athletically. This could even be something like coaching. He could also have something along the lines of a coaching position, or he could offer you a position on a team, like a soccer team or a dance team or something like that. Now, finally, the last column we have here, which is roughly the last week of December, we see the Nine of Swords with the Two of Pentacles. Now, the Nine of Swords does tend to suggest you might be ruminating some choices you've made or concerned about some options you have. Maybe not sure which way to go, maybe not sure if you've made the right choice. I would think that it mostly has to do with this unfinished business. I think the surest way to get yourself out of these sort of concerns or worries here is to have a conversation, or maybe ask one of your mentors for advice, or to finish the thing that's left undone. Take it as it resonates for you. But it looks like there's something that needs, something that's giving you some worries or some doubts that could be resolved through some action or some steps taken on your part that might leave you kind of extra busy. We have the Two of Pentacles here, which tends to indicate working. It can mean, the sort of thing where you're working a day job plus a night job, or working a day job and going to school. Usually the Two of Pentacles is juggling a few responsibilities, and maybe that's what the worries or the concerns are over here. You know what? I'm just going to pull a card to clarify. Let's see if we can get any more insight on what the Nine of Swords is before we go, because I just hate that. Oh, it's about choices. It's about two things you're passionate about. And, the Two of Pentacles could have said that too. Yeah. So it's two things you're passionate about here. You're not sure which way to go. And maybe it's these, these two options. it could be about these two options. Two things you want to do, two ways you could go, and you're not sure. It could even be the sort of thing where you have two job options, you're not sure which way to go, or two career paths, which is pretty much the same thing, or two romantic options. Take it as it resonates for you, or two holiday parties at the same time. Yeah, that's a tough one because there doesn't seem to be a best option for you, just two different options for you. If it's, say, between these two options, there's one that's very much about the head, and there's one that's very much about passions. It's not quite the same as emotions, but there's one that's more exciting, and there's one that's more heady and reasonable. So I don't know. I'd always go with the passionate one, but that's me, Gemini. You're a Gemini. The idea one might be more up your alley as an air sign. But it's hard to know. It'll be different for different Gemini. I am going to say there isn't a best option according to this reading. So because there is no best, you shouldn't let it steal sleep from you. And when in doubt, have a conversation, say the thing or do the thing. That's what this reading is suggesting. So I'm going to leave it there for you. It's hard being so very popular, Gemini, but there it is. I wish you all the very best in December. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this reading, I invite you to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff in any case. Please take good care. Until next time, bye for now.